What hurts me is to see people hurting over situations that the homeless... See, here I go stuttering. I said it so perfect a while ago. I see your concern with what you're worried about with the homeless situation and attacking the people that won't help the homeless. And I see Wade over here with the situation that he's trying to get across. But the thing is, what hurts me the most is seeing people go after this, trying to figure out a solution, and there's no solution for it. To see that, we got a problem with the homeless, we got a problem with religious leaders not doing anything about it, but here we are, we got people that care. We got Christopher, we got Wade, and we got other people that are trying so hard to figure out a solution for this problem. And what I just got through saying a while ago was, it seems like we're fighting a losing battle, and that's what hurts me the most. And that's when you picked up the phone and you wanted to record me, because I have a lot of input, but I just don't have any solutions that can be given to someone that's willing to take on the solutions that I'm able to give them and stuff to try to create a solution for all of our problems. It's a problem that most people don't want to deal with, and it's a problem that's really not going to go away. In my honest opinion, as the world, as we get older and we go further into the future, my opinion, and it's not far from a lot of other people's opinions, the ones that are really religious, is that my honest opinion, I believe that we're living in the end of times. I've spoke with a preacher before that said, if you look at history and you look at the Bible, we're given rules to follow, and then once we start breaking rules, then that's when God starts coming in with this punishment and destroying everything and recreating something else. And all of us people that are living in the world today for the past 50 years, we've known it for what we see it as, but that's not how it is, and I think, we only got just a little bit further to go, and God's going to come in and he's going to put a stop to it, It's not going to completely be like this. Man has the power to change everything, but we're not, and I don't know, that's what I said a while ago, it just, we got problems that need to be dealt with, but trying to figure out a solution and pass it on to someone else that could give an answer for it or actually do something about it, those people aren't willing to take something like that on. I don't know why, but it's a dog-eat-dog world, mainly most people are out for themselves. I don't know how to explain anything like that, but the only thing that I say is, it just hurts to see people tackle a situation that I don't think that they're going to win in. Like with you, Christopher, trying to figure out a problem for the homeless. Trying to figure out a solution for the homeless. You're just going to keep, I said you're just going to keep trying and trying, and I honestly don't think that you're going to, I hate to say this, but I don't think that you're going to be able to succeed. I don't mean to be lacking in faith on this or anything, but, and that's what I say, it hurts. It's one of the burdens that I carry inside me, I don't know. I want this world to change so bad, but I don't think it is. It's not going to change until God decides that it's time to change. And then that's when we'll start seeing, what, I don't know how to explain, it just, whenever I start deeply thinking about it, it all goes into the Bible, Revelations, that's pretty much it. I don't really know what to say, it's just, I carry a burden with me. I try not to dwell in it so much. I try to walk in faith. I've had preachers tell me it's not hard, it's real easy to do, but for me,
It is hard, because I'm surrounded by this world that doesn't want to change. And I guess when it comes down to it, that's why I'm in the situation that I'm in. And just like you, Christopher, just like Wade, and just like all the other homeless people, I do agree, like, why people are homeless is because we don't want to live in a society that's the way that it is. It's just, we all have our, other people are homeless for other reasons, like bad things, like drugs or something like that. You're homeless because you chose. Wade's homeless because he chooses not to live by society. I'm homeless, starting off with a car wreck and losing everything and trying to preach the word to people that don't want nothing to do with it. Then it turns into they don't want nothing to do with me. Kind of hypocritical talking also, but that's part of learning. I know the difference between right and wrong, and that's what I'm working on. I'm working on my faith. I need it to be stronger. I don't really know what else to say. Everything else, you asked to pick up the phone and record me, and it's nothing that I haven't already talked to you about or anything. It's just the world's filled with pain, and I really don't know how to deal with it. And I've always, I've read verses in the Bible. God wants us to have a happy life, but I also read in the Bible too that with much wisdom comes great sorrow. And if you think about it, you think about the way that this world is today, and you know that this is the way God wants you to live, you do. It puts a lot of weight on your shoulders, and that's what I have. I have a lot of weight on my shoulders because I know like a lot of things that we see and a lot of things that we do, with the people around us, it's not the way that God wants us to be. I'm not going to hate on homosexuals. I'm not going to hate on people that might be addicted to this or addicted to that or anything like this, but I do know that it's wrong, and we live in a world that God, well, not God, but man says that it's okay to be this way, and it's not. And as each year goes, there's another thing added to this is okay, this is okay, this is okay. And if we keep going that route, the thicker the more people start to think like this, the further we are into going into, God's going to come down and he's going to push, he's going to strike down a lot of these people. And that's what me and Wade was talking about earlier today, what I was talking about to him. First time the world was destroyed by water, we all know that, Noah's Ark, and the next time it's going to be destroyed by fire. My opinion is that it's going to be destroyed with nuclear bombs and, comets, what I've read in Revelations, and I think that people need to realize that, we got you, Christopher, that's going around trying to figure out a solution for the homeless. I don't think that there is no solution. There's a solution, but I don't think anybody's willing to take on that task. People just want the homeless gone. And that's what hurts me. I feel like you're fighting a losing battle. Same thing with Wade. Wade, I didn't exactly understand what you were trying to say this morning, but the more I listened to you, the more I started to understand. And that's another problem too, trying to get churches to step up in their faith. That's another hard one too, It's they have to, what I was telling Wade earlier was, they want to, whenever Wade was telling me, they want to forget about explaining this and explaining that, and they don't tell you all these other things that are in the Bible. Well, there's a reason for that, A lot of people, they haven't took those baby steps yet. And for them to go any further than that, you have to teach them the baby steps first. And that's what that all comes down to. That's why the preachers are the way that they are, or priests. You know, they want to get the baby steps across to everyone first, and then once they get that in their hearts, then they need to, you know, step up and go into an advanced class. Basically like what me and Christopher was talking about last night. You know, Christopher said whenever I go to that one place for new birth, I need to look at it as like a schooling, you know, like a school for beginners or something like that. And I was like, I'd like to think that I'm past that, because, you know, I did a lot of my reading and stuff while I was in prison. So if I go here and I put my intensity into this place that I'm thinking about going to, it's going to be an advanced course, because I've read over different verses in the Bible, I don't even know how many times, and it's going to come down to that. But for anybody to actually do anything, I don't know. I really don't think that there's any help for. I mean, that's showing lack of faith. I struggle with that, but by the way that this world is and where it's going, I would like to say I have faith that it's all going to change. I would like to say that, and I'd like to believe it, but I don't. You know, and I don't mean this. I don't mean to say or show that I don't have faith in God. I do have faith in God. My faith in God is that God's going to correct it. God's going to correct it His way. But as far as the way that this world is right now, I honestly think that the few people that are stepping up don't really have a fighting chance. I don't mean to think like that, you know, and I apologize for you know, thinking like that and saying it, but you know, that's where a lot of my pain comes in at. You know, I see a lot of things that need to change, and it's not. And I don't think that it will until Jesus comes.